Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? Cub here, and a big shout out to our executive producer, Reese Allstar. Now I wanted to show you folks this because I've been getting some flack lately over not being good at Overwatch and making videos about it. Check it out. I did really well in this round. I even got play of the game. I just hung out in this bunker and shot people a lot. I only died once. It was pretty good. Unfortunately, I didn't record it. I only thought to hit the record button right at the end of the game. When I saw that I had the play of the game, I was like, oh my gosh. So I hit the record button, and I realized, you know what, even if I'm not recording live commentary to these, I should probably record them anyway, because I could do pretty well. And as you can see, I got 13 eliminations here, 9 objective kills, and only died once. I was like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and record these, and who knows, I might learn some things along the way, because I should go ahead and let you folks know, I am no expert at Overwatch, I don't claim to be, but I am learning, and as I learn, and as I grow as a player, it might be good to share with you what I've learned, to share with you how I'm thinking, because I know a lot of my subscribers are much better at this game than I am. And by the way, this is a new round you're watching right now, so I'm going to tell you my thoughts. I'm going to tell you what I think that I've learned throughout these games, and what I would like for you folks to do is chew on my words, like take them, bake them into a pie, or maybe a cake, I don't care, whichever you prefer. Maybe a cheesecake, nice middle of the road. Is it a pie? Is it a cake? Who can say really? What's the definition of a pie and a cake? Anyway, prepare them however you'd like, gnaw on them for a bit, and then comment and let me know what you think. So if you're like, you know what, Cub, what you say makes sense, tell me that. If you think, Cub, you're an idiot, tell me that. Now, what I have learned using Bastion, which is my favorite defensive class, is that he is great for providing Overwatch. The game is called Overwatch, but what I mean by that is he's almost like a sniper. You want to get him out of the way, you want to get him set up at a distance, especially if you're on a point or you're trying to stop a payload. Get him away, get him out of the line of fire. You don't want him to be a target and then just rain fire down from above. A couple of rules on that though. Make sure you have his back to a wall, because if someone sneaks up on him, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. I guess you'll see here in a second, though. But I guess that's one of the things you're going to do. Just take that into consideration. Again, not advice, not telling you how to play, just telling you what I feel and what I think based on the rounds that I have played using Bastion. I found that he's really effective for providing Overwatch on a point. And if you just get him kind of out of the way and make sure that you don't draw too much attention to yourself, obviously, pour bullets down there, but don't make yourself the enemy of a particular player. For instance, if you have a guy in this game who's playing as Tracer and you tick him off, he's going to come and kill you repeatedly. And if you're in a position where your back is not defended, he'll find it very easy to kill you repeatedly. And there we go. That's what is it, Mad Mike's or whatever it was? Yeah, that's the beginning of a rivalry right there. Mad X Mike. Me and Mad X Mike, we don't get along well in this game. And in fact, I die a few more times. This isn't a perfect gameplay, but I think it's him that kills me every single time that I die, which isn't very many times. So that was when I learned my lesson. Keep Bastion's back to a wall, and just be close to somewhere where if someone downwind, if someone trying to move the payload or capture a point is able to shoot you, be where you can get behind cover and relax, because of course as Bastion you can repair yourself. So if you can get somewhere where you can quickly get up and move out of the way, like this room right here to my left, it's a great place to be in. And as you can see, I get a ton of kills here. I'm able to repair myself, I'm able to keep my eyes on the, I almost said point, but in this case on the payload. Now I tried to shoot out the glass because I thought the room would be a good place to go, but apparently this isn't one of those kind of games. Now, I did move around quite a bit, and this is something that I didn't learn in this round. It's something I learned later on, but it is okay to move around. Even though Bastion's this big hunk, and not like, you know, oh man, look at Bastion, I'm gonna take that guy out. Well, I guess you could, yeah, he's kind of hunky. But he's a big pile of metal, and I think the tempting thing to do is just place down, shoot until you die, and then go back to that place. You're much better off moving around. Not a big area, but just keep a small path that you travel up and down on, and that way, people won't know where you are, they won't know where to expect you, they won't come out of doors firing at you, because you might not be there. I didn't learn that in this round, I learned that a little bit later on. Well, I guess I did kind of learn it in this round, but I didn't put it into practice in this round. As you can see, I definitely found places that I like to be in, and then stayed in those areas, because I just found that it's tempting. It's sort of like the old Call of Duty camper routine. You find a place where you can get a lot of kills and you just sit there, and people get upset by that, but it is a game mechanic. You know, if you, in a situation where it's like a team deathmatch, and we're going to go off subject here for a second, if you're in a team deathmatch and there's a guy hiding in a corner that kills you repeatedly, don't complain that he's a camper. Just stop going in that corner. It's not that complicated. Now in this, it's much more irritating to have Bastion raining down on you, because obviously he's camping, but he has to be, because as a defender, you need to protect either the point or the payload, and as the attacker, you got to get to the payload. So campers on this are much more irritating, but also a necessity by nature. But don't allow yourself to camp down in one area and just stay there. For instance, staying here by this door, as great as it's been for me, as many eliminations as I get, it comes back to bite me here in a second. When my good old mate comes and finds me, I won't spoil it for you, but it's definitely not good. Now, if you are playing as Bastion or a larger character, you might be tempted at some point to get down there, in this case to the payload, and try to move it backwards. Don't. You're not helping anybody by doing that. Let the smaller defensive classes do that. They can move in there. They can move it backwards. They can get out if they need to. They can get out of the way of the attacking team. You can't. If you're Bastion or you're one of the other like tank classes, well, I guess a tank class maybe, but I'm thinking Bastion specifically with these tips. Don't go down there because you're not going to help anyone. Stay back. Shoot the attackers as they get close. Don't get in the way. And again, don't stay in one spot, because as you can see, even if I'm not killing people here, and you'll see I am getting a few eliminations, but what I'm mostly doing is just wearing people down so that my teammates on the ground there can finish them off. And I'm doing a pretty good job of that. At the end of this game, I believe I got 33%. We'll see at the end of the round. But I think I dealt 33% of the damage on my team, which when you have 6 people, hey, looky there. Now this is where, come to find out, I can't aim at close range. I wish I could say it was the last time I got killed. But yeah, when you have 6 players on a team, if you deal 33% of the damage, even if you don't get a lot of kills, that's still really good, because it means you're taking guys down, you're making them go for cover, or you're getting them down to a point where your teammates can kill them easily. And when you're playing defensive and you're playing as Bastion, I think that's a really, really important thing to do. Now here I go into my old Call of Duty mindset, the old, okay, I go back to my camping spot, go back there as soon as I can find it, which I did have trouble finding it, but I was like, just go back there and, oh, look who's waiting for me. Looks like he learned a thing or two. Now, we did eliminate each other there. I say he. I realize, of course, Tracer is a girl, but for some reason I just assumed, based on the name Madx Mike, that it was a guy. I guess a girl can be called Mike. I don't know. Never met a girl named Mike, but I suppose they're out there. But in any case, at that point, I kind of got my lesson. I thought, man, I'm going back again. But at this point, the attacking team really started stepping up their game. And they really started to progress it forward. And if you think we're going to keep them locked in this one spot for a while, just keep watching, because this video actually gets down to a very close, like, it's a very thin line on how close this one gets. And most of my games in Overwatch have not been complete shutouts for either side. They have gone very close to the wire, which I think it makes it much more fun, because you know I got some payback there, but you know you are kind of on level ground with a team if you're right on that razor's edge of winning or losing. And I think that's way more fun than just shutting a team out, because at that point, you're not gaining anything, they're not getting anything, you're just winning easily. Nice triple kill there. I think do I get one more? I do, right there. But yeah, I like it when you've got a good team that you're against. In fact, I like it when the team I'm going up against is better than me, because if at the end of that game I win, it makes me feel like I have accomplished something great in my life, versus just wasting a lot of time playing a video game. Now, I'm trying to remember what happens next. I did give this a quick go through before I started recording this commentary. I do think that Mad Mike gets me one more time here, Madx Mike. But see, I'm paranoid at this point. I know, like, this guy is good, he can get me. He's a little old Tracer, but he can still get me. And so I'm trying to find a way around to that back room there to get him. I do eventually give up and just set up again, though. And I keep checking my back, because this is, again, a bad spot for him to be in. Anyone can sneak up behind Bastion and just wipe him out real quick. Now, at this point, I finally decided to use my special, and I did not do a very good job with it. I just went crazy. I think that's the only kill I got off of it, but I remember at the time feeling very proud of myself, because like, yes, fight the power. Put that Madx Mike guy in his place. Now, this gun, this secondary gun that Bastion has that you're supposed to be able to use while you're on the move, is just terrible. I don't care for it at all. Now, at that point, I should have moved over to the side. Remember, I was there next to that door. That would have been a great time for me to just pick up, move slightly to the left, repair myself, and then go back out there. If I had done that, I would have been able to stop the payload, but because I didn't, the attacking team was able to wipe me out, and there wasn't many of my other teammates down there. None of them have the same pop, same push as Bastion has. They can't put down as much fire, so they were able to advance it almost out the door, and they do get it a bit further. Again, this is not a shutout round. You'll see as we get closer to the end, and I haven't told you how it ended yet. But when you see, it's pretty good. I was pretty impressed with everyone on both sides at the end. Now at this point, I'm just trying to figure out where do I go next? Where do I set up? Because the attacking team is nowhere in sight. It looks like my teammates have rushed in there. They have secured the area, even without me, which, go figure. It turns out they don't need a C-grade character like myself to help them. They're doing a pretty good job. But again, I camp out back here. I thought for sure the attacking team was going to come en masse and get that thing out of that bunker and get it into this final stretch. Bunker, what is that? Hangar 18, I should say. And so I decided I'd just camp back and wait for them. Now, in retrospect, I should have gone back up to the area I was in before and set it back up again because we might have been able to stop them that way. Instead, I just kind of moved back and just start firing like a madman. And looky there, it's our good friend Maddox Mike back at it again. This guy had it out for me, and I loved it. I loved that rivalry. I love it when you get that in a game where you got two characters constantly going at each other. It's fantastic. So there we go. There was my... I want to say that was the last time I died. I can't remember positively, but we'll see here at the end. And at this point, I wasn't sure what to do. All the way up leading up to this point, I was like, well, camp, shoot everybody. Camp, shoot everybody. At this point, I felt for sure like they'd gotten enough momentum moving forward that there's no way we were going to win. But then this happened. And this is probably one of my... Up until this point in the game, this was one of my best moments. I was hyperventilating and laughing hysterically as I was doing this, and was very glad I got it all on film. Even though I didn't eliminate that many guys, I cleared them off of the payload, and I was like, yes, I'm team player number 1. And this was actually the moment I realized there was only 45 seconds left, and that this was doable. They had no one at that point on the payload. We were moving the payload backwards, and I was like, we've got this. It's just a matter of holding them off. So I set up and I put everything that I'd learned, almost everything, into action right here. I got a solid wall behind my back. I couldn't have anyone sneak up on me. I didn't have an area where I could safely move over and heal myself, but at this point, so close to the end of the game, I wasn't worried about staying alive. I was worried about killing people, and I got a few eliminations here that I was pretty happy about. As you can see, even now, 15 seconds, 14, 13 seconds left. My teammates are in there. They're moving that thing backwards, and I'm just laying down Overwatch, pumping bullets downstream as quick as I can. And you'll see, I'll bring these guys all the way down, and then I'll just switch to the next guy because I know my teammates will be able to get him. And there was the victory. Hot dog, was that a good feeling. Not as good as when I saw that, hey, look, for the second time in a row, I did it. I got the play of the game. And it's a pretty good one. All right, you folks already saw it, of course. It was the moment that I popped out my special and I cleared the payload, which was pretty good. Because you'll see right there, the payload jumps to 2 guys on it, 1 guy on it, and no guys on it. Pretty good. And I took out my arch nemesis. And I did 29% of the team's damage. So again, 6 people on the team, and I did pretty close to a third of the damage. That's how you know you've played Bastion correctly, is if you manage that. If you can get it higher than that, comment down below because I'd be impressed. So as you can see, 22 eliminations, 7 of which were objective kills and 5 deaths. Overall, not bad. And I think I learned a lot during the game. So again, comment down below. Let me know what you think about the things I've learned. So God bless you, and I'll see you folks in the next round of Overwatch. Bye!